Okay. Yeah.
So the things we are learning, okay, they are the entry techniques and they are the strategies as well. Okay.
Okay.
The strategy,
okay.
The entry, it encompasses everything. Just that you see, it is the approach that I've not taught you, right? So we are going step by step. Okay. So today, what we are going to learn, I think we've learned the trading range and market structure. We've done trading range, we've done market structure, and then
market structure.
Yes, we've moved to point of interest where we talked about the SNLC1, SNLC2, and then we have talked about the Quasimodo reversal.
Yeah.
Today we are going to talk about another kind of Quasimodo. So we call it the QMC. Okay, QMC, which means Quasimodo continuation. Okay, remember we did QMR.
Okay, yeah.
QMR, which is the Quasimodo reversal. Now we are going to do QMC. But before we do QMC, I want to take you quickly to another important topic, which is what the Quasimodo inside the trading range. Okay.
Okay.
Another thing that we need to pay attention to. So you remember we talked about the trading range, and we said the trading range is like this. When the market is in a downtrend, okay, like this, and we create a high, right, and we create a new low. This low, the pullback is the trading range. Okay.
Yeah.
The model within the trading range states that, okay, the pullback here had a zigzag.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you break this zigzag and price doesn't return here, okay, and continues down, okay, when it's coming back, this Quasimodo level within the trading range will give you this down move, this reversal. So that is what you see on the screen. Okay, that is what you see on the screen now.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a trading range. Okay, so we have a pullback. Like this, and then we broke that low, right? This pullback from high, low, high, low, high, and then drop. Okay, so when price is coming back, if you are able to confirm this Quasimodo, this is the area I'm going to take the trade, and your target to be this low. Okay. If you already know Quasimodo, so this is just to tell you that sometimes that's why we are much particular about the trading range. Okay. Sometimes you look at the trading range to give you the decision point. Please, if your background is noisy, please mute yourself. Okay, so this is another example. Okay, so this was an uptrend. You have this low, this pullback, and you have a new high. So this high and this low becomes our trading range. Okay, within it we have 1, 2, 1, 2. So you have a QM level, and so this particular one matches with our description of the kind of QM you want to trade. So you see we have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. Opposite the QM level, we have a base. So we have a rally, base, rally. Okay, rally, base, rally. So it is in line. So when price breaks out of this level, we want to see it back into the trading range. And this is where we take our trade, just like this. Okay, we are lucky it gave us a, maybe me, for instance, I wouldn't have held till here. Okay, but if it comes back, you see that here again, we have a Quasimodo. Can you see that? You have a low, okay, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. So this will be another entry. Okay. Clear all drawings. All right. So that was just to draw attention to the fact that Quasimodo, okay, can be traded using and it should be looked for on the pullbacks. When the market is pulling back, okay, after breaking the trade, you find a Quasimodo there to trade a Quasimodo reversal. Now, this is another strategy called the club, okay, still Bystra. And the club means what? Confirmation like a boss. Okay, so this is where we are bringing a lot of things together to confirm your entry. Okay, so now the requirement is what? We want a higher time frame engulfing, right? A lower time frame QML, and then a trend line. So those are the three requirements. Now I explain. Okay, so for this requirement, what you need is that, okay, you are looking for the market. It is trending, right? As the market is trending, it forms a first drive. Please, testimony, please mute yourself.
Okay.
All right. So as the market is going up, right, we have a first drive, a second drive, and what? A third drive. All you need is what? The first two drive. Now, the first two drive means that here you have a strong support. You remember the definition of a strong support and resistance. So a strong support and resistance is to what? Change it to a line chart. You change to a line chart to confirm, right, if you have a sharp V or a sharp A. Okay, so now the first requirement is this. I started again. Hold on. My mouse is missing. Okay. All right. So now a strong support is this. This is a strong support. We have a V shape. Now, the second drive, okay, should give you an engulfing. So we have a first touch. When you draw a trend line to it, it should be an engulfing. Okay. So when you see a sharp move and a second sharp move, which is an engulfing, and you go to a lower time frame, you're able to find a QM. That is your confirmation. So first of all, you need a first touch to the trend line, a second touch to the trend line, and a second touch to the trend line should give you an engulfing. If you have that, then when the market is pulling back, this engulfing, which is the Quasimodo, will be your buy point, and your take profit, first take profit is the high. I hope that is simple. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Okay, so
I have a question for this.
Okay, go on.
Okay, well, the second drive that we should have an engulfing, is it on the same time frame or when we move to another time frame?
Thank you. So you see here, we said a higher time frame engulfing. So the engulfing should be on a higher time frame, and then the QM should be on the lower time frame. It means that if I change, you see, one thing we've been talking about since the beginning. Please hold on. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So the first drive is the first drive is a strong resistance or a support. The second drive is an engulfing. The engulfing should be found on a higher time frame. I hope you understand. The engulfing should be found on a higher time frame. And what I was saying is that, you see, from the beginning, we are always comparing the Quasimodo to an engulfing. It means that a proper break of market structure should be what? Followed by, or should have a sign of an engulfing. You get me? So every engulfing that you are seeing, when you change it to a smaller time frame, it should give you some Quasimodo pattern to give a perfect entry, right? Or every Quasimodo that you are seeing should give you an engulfing. So this one, the confirmation is a trend line that is passing through, and it is aligned with the Quasimodo. So it means that, for instance, when you see this, the Quasimodo is on the trend line, and price will come and hit the trend line at that same level and continue up. I hope you understand, and there's no question.
Okay, so what I mean is this strategy is a systematic strategy that one should follow the other. So yes. When we are watching out for this setup now, what should be the first thing we should look out for? Is it when there are touches on the trend line, or when we see sharp move,
okay,
or sharp resistance, or like systematically, what are the things we should? So what should follow which?
So systematically, it depends on, you see, it will not have a specific system. It depends on the time frame you're looking at, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that if you see an engulfing, okay, let's say you are on a daily time frame and you see a good engulfing, and that engulfing can be drawn to a first drive, like you see this engulfing, okay? And below here, you can see another candlestick pattern. Let's say you have maybe a wick here, a candle like this, okay? Maybe it's not an engulfing.
Okay.
Like this. It means because you are looking on the daily chart, this is what you see. So because you started from the daily chart, you're not going to see this one. You're not going to see number one. You are going to see number two. Okay, so to confirm this, change it to a lower time frame to find if you are going to see this number one. So you see the system.
Okay.
Okay, but if you are on the number one, if you're on a smaller time frame and you see a first touch, you see a Quasimodo and you can draw a line through. Okay, you change to a higher time frame to see if you are going to find an engulfing at the drive 2. The most important is the drive 2. Okay, the most important thing is the drive 2. So it is a substitution. All right. So it depends on where you are looking at. So if you see a Quasimodo on a lower time frame, you have to confirm the Quasimodo on a higher time frame with an engulfing. If you see an engulfing, come to a lower time frame, come and confirm. And the trend line is just to draw to tell you that perfectly the price is going to meet at a certain level. I hope you guys understand. Okay. All right. So we move on to some examples, okay? And then after that, I'll take you to the chart and show you some practical examples. So this is the first example. Okay, so first, you see here, we have, so this, at this particular point, okay, if you're labeling, this is the higher time frame, right? This is a higher HTF, okay? And this is a lower time frame. It means that if I open the chart and I see this on a higher time frame first, okay, I have what? A first drive, which is what? If I change to a line chart, you see that this is everything. Can you see that? Because we have just 2 candles, right? And then I see an engulfing pattern. So you see, we engulf this black candle. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is that, okay, change to a lower time frame to find a Quasimodo. So when you change to a lower time frame, you have a high, you have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. Okay, then it means that I can draw my Quasimodo level here and then wait for price to hit it on the drive. So you see, when I draw the line, you have a drive 1, a drive 2, 2 touches. There's a Quasimodo there. Okay, so now I'll expect to see price trade inside this, and then this be my buy, this is my stop loss. I hope you guys understand.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so this thing has started again. Oh. Okay, all right, so this is how it played out, right? So you see the QM just came to hit it on the trend line and bam, we are done. Okay, so it says that find an engulfing pattern that has 2 touches to the trend line. Okay, so it means that in this particular method, we are starting from a higher time frame. So on a higher time frame, you are finding an engulfing pattern that has 2 touches to the trend line. And the most important part is the second drive that has the engulfing. Okay, so the first drive is just a touch and a strong resistance. And the second drive is what? An engulfing pattern. Now you switch to a lower time frame. Okay, switch to a lower time frame and find what? The Quasimodo pattern. Okay, you know that the Quasimodo pattern can also be confirmed. You see here, we have a hidden base at that same level of the Quasimodo. We have already learned how to confirm the Quasimodo. Okay, so that is it. So this is another example. So here we have a first drive, we go back, we touch a trend line, and then we have an engulfing pattern. Okay, so what do? We need to look for what? A Quasimodo within this. So within this, we can mark this level as a Quasimodo. Okay, this as a Quasimodo, and this as a Quasimodo. And remember, I told you that use the recent Quasimodo, the recent one. Okay, so this becomes the recent Quasimodo. This becomes the recent Quasimodo. So when you draw it, you see price comes back, hit into it, and boom. Confirmation like a boss, Bystra. I hope you understand. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So let me clear this. Let's go to the next one. I think so. In this case, we have the sell pattern. We have sharp A. We have an engulfing pattern. You see, we engulf this particular candle, right? And we go to the low, right? Now, price comes in. You see, we have nice QM inside. Can you see? high, low, higher high, lower low. Okay, this Quasimodo level was not tested. Don't think that this is a test. Okay, don't think this is a test. Don't think this is a test. Okay, it is a test, but not a test of the Quasimodo, because here market didn't break structure before coming here. You can see that. Okay. Okay. I hope you're okay. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
another example, we have a first drive, a second drive. Okay, we have an engulfing. Okay, on the lower time frame, we have a very beautiful Quasimodo. We have first level and second level. If you use the second level, boom. Okay, it went up here into the hidden candle, not straight at the level. Okay, right. If it's a higher time frame, you know how to go about it. You know that you have to wait for rejection, lower time frame entry. We will do that. Okay, I hope you are okay with that. I hope you are all okay with this strategy. Okay, so
yes, sir.
Let's go to the chart. Let me show you some examples, some practical example that occurred. Okay. All right. So here, I'll come back to this chart. I want to show you some images. Okay. All right. So I think, okay. So this is a double engulfing. We'll talk about this later. Okay. Not this. Not this. Okay. So this is an SNLC1. You remember SNLC1? Okay. You have a strong support, a base, price comes in, and that is not what I'm looking for. I think what I'm looking for should be here. Okay. This is Quasimodo, but you see, it is not with a trend line. Okay. This is a normal Quasimodo. Okay. I think that one happened this way. Okay. Not this. I think it's going to be this one. Okay, so it is this one, okay, and the last one, which is this one. Okay, so now you see that you have a first touch to the trend line. This is a strong resistance, all right, okay. The A will be here, but this trend line, and inside the trend line, this is a monthly chart. You have an engulfing. So you can see we have a very beautiful engulfing, okay. The market, this candle engulfed the black one, and then it got engulfed again. Okay, now it's a monthly chart, so you cannot trade. Now you waited for rejection. See the way price rejected this place. Okay, and this was when this is April, I think April 9th, 2022. Okay, we hit in this. Okay, so now the expectation is that we want to see price trade below this particular low for a take profit. So if you got this one on the monthly chart, okay, you've gotten a whole direction. Okay, it means that you've gotten the entire direction for the market for the whole month or the next few months. Okay, so this is it. It means that you want to find this on the weekly chart. Okay, so now let's go to the chart and see if you can see what happened to that chart.
So, is it possible we find everything on one chart, on one time frame?
You will not find everything on one time frame. On one time frame, you cannot see an engulfing, and on the same time frame, you see a Quasimodo. Remember, the engulfing is a Quasimodo. Okay, so when you find the engulfing on a higher time frame, you are going to find the Quasimodo on a time frame which is lower than that. Okay, so for instance, I'm looking for NZDCHF. NZDCHF. Okay, it was my pair for some time. Okay, so I'm going to the monthly chart. Okay, nice. Okay, so hit the level. All right. If we change, okay. Okay. Okay, on this time frame, you're not seeing a strong support. All right, but if I go to another time frame, you find it. So we have an engulfing, we have a first touch, a second touch. So you can mark this engulfing. Me already, I see this to be what? A Quasimodo already. Okay, because if it's a monthly chart, then it's a high. So you have a high. So you have a high, okay, a low, a higher high, and a lower low. So we have a Quasimodo. Okay. So now go to the weekly chart and see if it is really a Quasimodo. And if you are going to have a base opposite it. Okay. So now you have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. Okay. So you have the Quasimodo level, and opposite it, you see we have the base. So now I said, when you see the base, your focus is no more the Quasimodo, but the base. Okay, so these bases are entry. So price hits the base, okay, and we have an engulfing. It means that even within this particular area, we can still look for a trade. This is a weekly chart. We have an engulfing the weekly chart. Okay, you can go to the 4-hour chart and go and look for a setup. And your target is this particular low. Now, the next example is going to be, please, if your background is noisy, mute yourself. And within this area, you can get so many trades. You can get so many trades. You can get so many entries using all the methods we talked about. Today, after this session, we will join with the same link. Okay, I'm going to show you some application today, like for the week, the way we traded some of the pairs. Okay, if you change to a 1-minute chart, you can get so many trades. So many. What is happening?
Okay. I'm sure it's the next.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So now price makes this high. You have an engulfing. Okay. This is also an entry technique. This one here. It's also an entry technique. Right. Okay. Now watch this. Somewhere here. Okay. Somewhere here. Okay. So meaning that you could have even gotten. Okay. This is your entry. You have the engulfing here. If you go to a lower time frame, you find a proper entry here. Okay. So we have your first entry after price hit, we broke structure. Can you see that we broke structure? Okay. So after price hit the level, we broke structure and back to what this engulfing, we take a sell. Okay. Now we went up. I think I got another entry here. I got this entry, this small one here. It was an SNLC2. SNLC2. I got this one here. Okay. All right. But I didn't continue to the downside. Okay, if you look here, you have a strong support opposite it. If you change, you see that you have this candle. It's going to be a base. It's going to be another entry. So you go at the end of the day, you got this pattern on the monthly chart. Then you have defined your direction for the whole month, and that is you will only be trading in the direction that you got a setup from. Okay, another one is USD CHF. USD CHF weekly chart. Oh, my internet.
I not use bonus.
Okay, it is back. All right, so you see the weekly chart. Okay, on the weekly chart, there was something nice. Right. Okay, so watch here. A first drive, a second drive, and an engulfing. Can you see that? First drive, second drive, which gave us an engulfing. And this one traded into this one. Okay. Into this one. Gave us a pullback. So now we need to confirm this entry, right? On the lower time frame. So you start looking on the lower time frame. You can go to the daily. If you don't find, we go to the 4 hour. Okay. So within that area, see, you have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. So this is a QM level. Okay. Opposite at QM level. Opposite at QM level, what do you have? You have another form of engulfing. You have a base here. So this is definitely our entry. And these are take profits. I hope you understand.
Please rephrase how you got the Quasimodo on that level again.
Okay,
Didn't follow.
We have a high, a low, high, lower low, and higher high. You see the pattern? Okay, see, this is not a higher high. You see, this one didn't go higher than this. It's lower. So this is a higher high. Okay, so price comes back in and then boom. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a move.
Okay, so it's...
Yeah, Alex, one question. Does this only work on the currency or does it also work on the index pairs?
Please come again.
Does this Quasimodo strategy works only on like currency pairs like Euro?
It works on every, even on, how do you call it? On indices, and even on synthetics, those VIX. There's one guy on the academy that trades only VIX with that.
All right. So can you show example if you have?
Okay. Since I've not been trading that pair, I don't know. Yes, I remember that I saw, I don't have a VIX account. I don't know. Can we look for a VIX 75 here? VIX 75. Because recently I saw one. See on my desktop, on my desktop, I have VIX account, a demo account there that I could have used, but I'm using my laptop. So here I don't have VIX.
Yeah, no problem.
I've seen people, on the top come again. So DM me
on the top.
DM me, right? And I will send you some examples.
Sure.
All right.
No problem.
All right.
Does it work on gold too?
It works. It is good. It is good. It is for gold. Okay. It is for gold. Right now, let's look at some examples. Okay, still some examples. Now we are going to look at. Okay, so we are going to end this session. Okay, somebody has sent me a link for trading viewed binary. Okay. All right, so we are going to end this session and then we rejoin with the same link. Okay, we rejoin the same link and then look at some example. Then we finish the session. Okay, thank you very much. So you rejoin.
Thank you.
All right.